y'all, and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are doing well and having an amazing week. So in today's video, we're going to pick right back up where we left off in the backyard space. This is the area. So it's a lot that needs to be done in this space. A whole heck of a lot. So what I want to do first is I want to go ahead and get started with pulling out these weeds. But before I do that, I want to clear off this whole area here. This whole entire patio space, I want to just clear it out. Remove everything off this side of the patio, straighten it up. I have a few more bags of mulch here that I bought when it was on sale, 5 for $10. So I still got a little bit of those left, but I just want to clear all this area here up and just kind of put it back over here. Just kind of shift everything, put it over here. So then that way, you know, I can kind of get a hold as to, I guess, get a hold on the mess, so to speak. So that's what I want to do. And right now the time is, I think it's like 7 p.m. And honestly, I might wait another 30 minutes and come back out, y'all, because it's dreadfully hot out here. So here's a look at the area that I'm going to be working in today. So remember, in our last video, we actually cleaned up this other space that was right next to this particular flower bed. And both of these flower beds are right next to the back door on the patio area. And you can kind of see that right here. So this one has a lot that needs to be done. There's tons of weeds everywhere. And I'm really not going to do anything fancy or anything like that in this space. I just want to clean it up really, really nice. I think I may want to plant some hydrangeas. I have, I purchased 2 of the, I think it's called the Porch or something, hydrangeas. I have to look at it, y'all. So I think I want to plant maybe 2 or 3 of those. I think that's going to be really, really pretty in this space. And just kind of maybe do like some type of rock design. But those hydrangeas that I have to put over here, I think it's limelight punch or something. It's the name of the hydrangeas. But they bloom these beautiful, bright, look like reddish, pinkish color blooms. So I think that's going to be really, really pretty in this space. And it's such a large space. I think I may be able to accommodate at least 3 of the hydrangeas over in this area, because I want to plant something that's going to come back every year. I don't want to keep planting annuals and then I have to keep, you know, putting something else in the space when they die back. So that's why I'll do the hydrangeas and then it'll be one and done. And you can see here, I also even have some basil leaves that I planted here a while back, and look how they're growing. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to just move it and relocate it or whatever. But yeah, I even have a few, look like some impatiens that I planted maybe a year ago. And you can see they coming up here along with the weeds. And I even have a few of the bright colored ones. You can see that here, like a pink one here. And there's another one over here. So, you know, it's sort of the weeds and flowers mixed in. So, yeah, so this is just a quick look at the entire area and everything I have to do. And so to get this area started off, I'm just going to simply first just kind of clear up in front of this flower bed. Just remove all of these items from in front of the flower bed, so that way I can get to it easily and start, you know, just pulling up all these weeds. And so that's how I'm going to first get started. And hopefully this flower bed won't look this bad again. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We can keep this maintained, keep it beautiful. That's the goal anyway. All right, so I'm going to dive right in and get started with clearing off this patio area. So that way I can start pulling out the weeds out of this flower bed. And as you guys can see, it is already getting late, which is perfect for me because that means that the temperature is much, much cooler at this point. And if I'm being totally honest, you guys, I am so over the heat. I'm just done. I'm all heated out, y'all. I'm ready for fall. I am ready for these cooler, crisper temperatures. If y'all feel the same way, post a leaf emoji in the comments and let me know you guys are ready for fall as well. Okay, so it's pretty late, y'all. It's after 8 p.m. Just wanted to show you guys what the area looks like so far after I cleared out everything over here. So got this side done here. And what I think I'm going to do is after I pull the weeds out and do what I want to do to this flower bed, I think I'm also going to go ahead and just kind of tackle in front of this space here and just kind of make this whole entire area look really, really nice and clean. And yeah, and I think we're going to go ahead and just do the whole thing. Do the entire patio area and just kind of discard a lot of the items I'm not using and just kind of going from there. But in the meantime, this is the space. I'm going to go ahead and get started with pulling the weeds since the temperature has started to just kind of cool down a little bit. It's not so humid like how it was earlier. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that right quickly. Okay, y'all, so that was pretty cool, right? So because I had in the past, and this was like in 2019, 2018, when I initially created this rock flower bed, I used the fabric weed barrier. And y'all know those roots be growing straight through these fabric weed barriers. And as you can see, I was literally able to pull up the fabric while pulling up all the weeds as well, because all the weeds had pretty much rooted into this like a mat. Look at that, y'all. It literally looks like a mat. And all I did was just pull up the weed barrier and the weeds came right on up. And so here's what that area looks like at the moment. Easy peasy. That kept me from having to hand pull all of those weeds. So now the only thing I'm going to do next is sift out these rocks, these Mexican pebbles here, and just put those in a separate container for now until we finish pulling out the weed out of the flower bed. All right, y'all, so it is after 9 p.m. and I have about 10% battery life remaining on my phone. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep working through the night, try to do as much as I can. Whatever I don't get a chance to record tonight, you guys will just end up seeing my progress on tomorrow. But I definitely want to try to at least get all of these weeds pulled out of the flower bed tonight. So then that way tomorrow we can go ahead and start coming up with a layout, a design, and then just adding our plants and so on and so forth. So that's where we're at right now. So let's go ahead and just keep working, keep pushing. And that's exactly what I did. I kept going, you guys. I just kept at it. I still had a little bit of battery life left in my phone, so I just kept recording. And I'm so happy that I kept at it and was able to get so much done in one day. Well, not even a day, it was a few hours. Was able to get all of these weeds pulled out, so I was super happy about that. Okay, y'all, so the time is almost 10:30 p.m. and I just want to show you guys my progress so far because I think I may stop off on tonight. I think I'm going to stop for tonight and pick back up on tomorrow. Before I do that, however, I do want to just kind of clean up this mess on the patio space first, and then I think I'm going to call it a night. But for the most part, I managed to pull out most of the weeds, and I do want to say that typically with those smaller weeds, if I was going to use cardboard in this area as a weed protectant, I definitely would have just literally put the cardboards right on top of the weeds. I wouldn't have pulled half of these weeds out except for the really, really tall ones. But that's, that's something else you can do if you have an area that you're wanting to landscape and it's not near your house or, near the house foundation. Then just simply put those cardboard right on top of the leaves and go about your business. But because this is literally right up against my home, I didn't want to do that. I don't like using cardboard right up near the foundation of my home because, again, I don't want to have an issue with those huge water bugs getting into my home. So that's why I pulled up most of the weed, and I'm going to be using tarp in this area as a weed barrier. So I'm going to go ahead right quickly, clean up this mess on the patio, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll pick back up on tomorrow where we left off. All right, y'all, so at this point in the video is after 11 p.m., but I still had a little bit of battery life remaining in my phone. So I figured, hey, might as well keep recording. So what you see me doing right now is basically removing all of the brick edging because remember, when we completed the other flower bed on the opposite side of the door, we, changed out the brick edging because we wanted to make everything cohesive with what we had going on in the other landscape areas in the backyard space. So we're just trying to make everything nice and consistent. All right, y'all, so here's a quick look at the space after I cleaned it up for the most part. Pulled out the majority of the weeds. So not too bad, not too bad. So yeah, we're dealing with a blank slate here, which is exactly what I like. All right, y'all, so I think I'm gonna stop off right here and pick back up on Sunday, and that's when we'll finish up everything. Adding our flowers, adding our weed fabric, and just kind of creating a beautiful design in this space. Something that's going to somewhat mimic what we did over in the other space, but we want to keep it cohesive, but then we also want to give it its own flair. So that's what we're gonna do. So, but anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new and visiting for the first time, welcome. My name is Carolina, and if this is the type of content you enjoy, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you do not miss a beat every time I post a video. And y'all, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys really, really soon in my next video. Bye now.